皆さん
皆さん
Konnichiwa. Today on Makusaya Lost in World, we are going to review the first two episodes of the final original Avengers outing. Hawkeye. Let's do it!
行きましょう。で、このディズニープラスの新しいシリーズ破壊は破壊のソロのシリーズなんですけど、破壊はこれまでにソロのムービーとかシリーズとかがなくて、これが最初なので、私はこれを見るのをすごく楽しみにしてました。
So, Hawkeye, the Disney Plus series, essentially picks up after the events of Avengers Endgame, where Clint is still dealing with the ramifications of the death of his best friend, Natasha Romanoff, aka Black Widow. He is trying to move on with his family life, hoping to spend Christmas with them, and still juggling the responsibilities of having to be one of the older original Avengers. And along the way, there's a new character that's introduced, played by Hailey Steinfeld. Her name is Kate Bishop, who's essentially idolized Hawkeye ever since she was young due to a certain Avengers-related event. It'll be interesting to see here now with the series how their relationship grows and unfolds, as well as what kind of surprises we have along the way. As we know, Marvel Studios always has some MCU-related, Marvel-related Easter eggs in their Disney Plus series. So, very much looking forward to that.
今日はこの破壊のシリーズは全部で6個エピソードがあるんですけど、今日は最初のエピソード1とエピソード2をレビューしていきたいと思います。で、最初のエピソード1とエピソード2をポジティブとネガティブに分けて、まずポジティブから入っていきたいと思います。
Alright, getting into positives now. So, the way the series opened up with the opening scene of the Battle of New York from the eyes of Kate Bishop. Wow, this scene really gave me goosebumps. You see Chitaris flying around, and you see all the familiar backdrops of that final battle with the Avengers versus the Chitauri. You can see the moment that really inspired Kate Bishop, where Hawkeye was fighting in the Battle of New York. So to me, that was a very, very nice callback to the original Avengers, and just an awesome scene all around. My favorite scene of the first two episodes by far.
That was a great scene.
I've been there since the very beginning of the MCU, and to have seen Hawkeye as a supporting character through various MCU related movies, and to now have his own series is a beautiful thing for me. To be able to focus solely on him, see delve deeper into his personal life, delve deeper into his family life. I feel like I've been attached to this character, and now he's the final original Avenger to finally get his own solo outing. It's a treat for me to delve deeper into his personal story. So to me, that's a very big positive. That's a very big positive for me. Another positive for me as well is the acting. So Clint, played by Jeremy Renner, automatic in this role now. He's had a lot of experience through several movies, acting as Hawkeye, acting as Clint Barton, through different iterations of Ronin and also Hawkeye at different emotional levels. So I feel that he's just automatic. He looks so natural in the role. To me, he is Hawkeye. Hailey Steinfeld as well, the other lead. She is also pretty good in the role of Kate Bishop. She's got the charisma. She makes Kate Bishop very believable. Has a kind of a personality that pops, very energetic, very exuberant, very curious, very go-getter type personality. Which is nice to see on screen. And Kate Bishop is not a boring character. Also, the relationship between Hailey Steinfeld's Kate Bishop and also Jeremy Renner's Clint Barton, to me it's a nice kind of dynamic of teacher and student. I think they played it off very naturally. It didn't seem forced or anything like that. They have a good chemistry together. Both Hailey Steinfeld and Jeremy Renner, and the characters as well. In the first two episodes, it was nice to see an initial progression of them just meeting in episode 1 to a little bit of growth with episode 2. So I do like that relationship that kind of it could almost kind of be a father-daughter sort of relationship too, and it may evolve into that, I think.
まず私もこのハカイが彼自身のソロのシリーズをやっと持てたのがすごい嬉しいです。私はブラックウィドウとハカイが好きなので、この2人はスーパーパワーを持ってないのにすごい強くてすごいかっこいいから、私はこの2人が好きなんですけど、でハカイはやっとソロのシリーズを持てたので、この最初のエピソード1とエピソード2だけの中でも結構クリントについてもうちょっとよく知ることができたので、そこは私はすごい楽しみました。このハカイのシリーズは、ハカイっていう名前の通り、もちろんクリント・バートンとあともう一人ケイト・ビショップのこの2人がメインのシリーズなんですけど、クリント・バートンもケイト・ビショップも役者さんによってとってもよく演じられていて、でこのハカイのシリーズではクリント・バートン側のストーリーとケイト・ビショップ側のストーリーを行き来するんですけど、この最初の2シリーズエピソード1とエピソード2を見ただけなんですけど、この2人のそれぞれのキャラクターについてもっと知りたいっていう感じになりました、私は。そしてこの最初の2つのシリーズではニューヨークの街がクリスマスな感じだったんですけど、そのクリスマスな感じが私はすごく楽しみました。
The Christmas atmosphere in this series adds an extra bit of joyfulness and happiness while watching the series. So very, very well done, the Christmas atmosphere.
I'm already looking forward to the Christmas. それではポジティブを話したところで、今からちょっとネガティブに入っていきたいと思います。
The main negative for me would be the pace of the series. I found the pace a little bit slow in the first 2 episodes. Like the exposition of the background of Kate Bishop primarily dominated the first 2 episodes. So the show is called Hawkeye, and the most familiar Hawkeye is Clint Barton. Kate Bishop is also known as Hawkeye in the comics, but most people don't know that. So a lot of the characterization in the beginning with the first 2 episodes is to introduce Kate Bishop's character. So there's a lot of delving deep into the relationships with her parents, and also delving into her school life and also her work life as well, and juggling all those things. So a lot of it is Kate Bishop centric. I felt like, because I've been attached to Clint Barton for such a long time, I honestly wanted to see more of Clint Barton's story as well. Haley Steinfeld really performs well as Kate Bishop in the first 2 episodes, and it's no knock on her. You know, if this was another character or her own series, maybe that would have been fine, but with it having the brand and name of Hawkeye, I just wanted to see a little bit deeper into Clint's story and Clint's points of view, especially with the death of Natasha and how that's affected him. I definitely like to see how that's affected him more psychologically. I wanted to see a bit more action, because there wasn't a whole lot of action, to tell you the truth, in the first 2 episodes. There was some, like the first opening sequence was breathtaking, but aside from that, I wasn't really satisfied with the number of action scenes and also the quality of the action scenes. I just want the story to pick up in pace and intensity a little bit. So Hawkeye now is the last original Avenger to get his or her own solo outing, and everyone else has pretty much gotten these high budget movies. And I could really feel that for Hawkeye, the budget here through the choreography and through the special effects, and I know he's a superhero who has no powers. You know, he's a very skilled marksman with the bow and arrow, maybe the best in the world. Very well-trained fighter, ex-SHIELD agent and all of that, having the very best specialized training. in the world. But yeah, the special effects and the choreography was just lacking for me. In previous Marvel movies, we've seen Hawkeye look pretty cool in his fight scenes with the choreography and with the special effects with his bow and arrow and all of that. Where here it was non-existent. He didn't even use the bow and arrow in the first 2 episodes, and
yeah, you're right.
his first fight scene, essentially, which was to rescue Kate Bishop, who is in trouble. Essentially, that fight scene wasn't the best choreographed fight scene. It was very dark, and it wasn't very stylish. Didn't make Clint look very cool, in my opinion. So, unfortunately, you got the short end of the stick in terms of budget amongst the original Avengers, and also in terms of the choreography as well. So hopefully that improves as the series goes along. Oh, one thing as well, the opening credits of the first episode was so Kate Bishop centric. It didn't even show Clint Barton in the first opening credits, right? So I think that was like a message to the viewers saying, we are going to introduce a new character, and there's really nothing you can do about it. So I still have hope, though, that with Yelena and everything like that, Black Widow's sister coming to hunt him for Natasha's death, I hope this series focuses a lot more on Clint moving forward. So.
で、私にとって、ちょっとネガティブだったかなっていうのは、最初のファイトシーンでケイト・ビショップがたくさんのマフィアと戦うシーンがあるんですけど、それがなんていうか、そのケイト・ビショップがそのすごい強いファイターになるまでの過程が描かれていなくて、なんか急にちっちゃい頃のケイト・ビショップがいて、急にもうなんかすごい強いファイターにいきなりなった感じがあったので、そこをもうちょっとなんか、彼女はトレーニングを受けて小さい頃にこうしてっていう、そこまでのストーリーがもうちょっとあればよかったかなとは思いました。で、ファイトシーンについてなんですけど、この破壊のシリーズでは、最初のこの2シリーズですねではそんなにファイトシーンがなくて、なんかほとんどストーリーなんですよ。この2つの最初のエピソードではクリントはなんか最初にちょっとケイト・ビショップを助けただけでほとんど戦わなかったので、もうちょっとクリントのファイトシーンも欲しかったなとは思いました。あとやっぱりマークが言ったようにこのシリーズのバジェットがちょっと、低いんだろうなっていうのは、見えましたね。特に一つのシーンでクリントがなんか雪の山みたいなところに行ってなんかそこで行われているなんかイベントになんか参加するシーンがあるんですけど、そこのシーンがすごくなんかこれは予算が低かったんだろうなっていうのがすごく丸分かりなぐらいでしたで、この雪山でのラープシーンは私にとってはそんなに面白くなかった。このシーン全体がそんなに面白くなかったのでしかもクリント自身もなんかあんまりそこにいたくなさそうな感じだったのでこれからのエピソードではもうちょっと豪華なニューヨークに戻ってほしいです。
Oh, one other thing I wanted to mention as well. The main antagonist, as we know right now, 2 episodes in, is the Tracksuit Mafia. And to me, they just seem like a big joke thus far. They don't really seem like a very strong gang. They don't seem overly powered in any way. They don't seem overly threatening in any way. Hopefully the stakes get a little bit higher as the series moves along, because as of right now, the stakes don't seem too high.
Yeah.
And we're used to seeing Clint, fighting for the world, fighting for planet Earth, fighting against like Thanos and stuff like that.
It was funny though.
But yeah, it did add humor to it. So despite these drawbacks, I'm still very much invested in the Hawkeye character. The relationship between Kate Bishop and Clint Barton does have me very interested. So with these interesting characters, as well as this mysterious storyline, I'm still very much interested to see where this series is headed. So, we'll see what is to come in the future episodes.
私もこの最初の破壊のエピソード1と2をとても楽しんだので、これからクリント・バートンとケイト・ビショップの関係がどうなのかとか、この2人のパーソナルライフももっと知りたいので、これからのエピソードが楽しみです。では破壊シリーズの最初の2つのエピソードのポジティブとネガティブはこんな感じでした皆さんが楽しんで見てくれてたら嬉しいです。で、破壊のエピソードは6個まであるんですけど、毎週レビューをするので、これからのエピソードのレビューも楽しみに待っていてください。それではまた次のエピソードのレビューでお会いしましょう。 Make today magical and
Have a marvelous day. ありがとうございました. And see you guys in the next video.
bye.
Peace.